Hey guys and gals, welcome back to the AT-AT chat, or the AT-AT chat. We are going to be doing a audio commentary today, and today is Rogue One. As you know, I've been doing a Star Wars movie once a month with my own audio commentary, and it's been really fun, and a lot of people seem to have been enjoying it, and I can't wait to dive into Rogue One right now and watch this film. I've actually put off watching this for a little while, just so it can be a little bit fresh to my eyes as I go through the movie and talk about it. So, without further ado, if you guys know how this already works, if you've already listened to my audio commentaries, I will do a 3, 2, 1 countdown, then hit spacebar, which will be queuing up the movie from Amazon. I will also talk, saying the Lucasfilm logo is coming up if you need an audio cue or something like that, as well as talking about a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So depending on what I'm saying is exactly when those logos are popping up. So without further ado, 3, 2, 1, spacebar. Here we get the Lucasfilm logo coming up. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Now, I love how this movie opens, just boom. It's so cool. The pan up to the, what is this? Can't remember the name of this planet. It's in the Outer Rim. Lamu? Yeah, I believe it's called Lamu. And it's so cool how they did this intro because it looks like a Star Destroyer kind of cutting through the top, but in fact, it's just the rings of the planet. Also, the score here. Bam, ba, bam, bam. Michael Giacchino did a fantastic job on this score. 4 weeks, everybody, to get this score done. I love this droid, this puppet. Yeah, everything's so retro, old looking. Gareth Edwards very much so paid attention to the aesthetic of the OT. Look for it. Blue milk. I just saw blue milk. There it is. The blue milk, everybody. I love this sort of nefarious intro here, the prologue of Rogue One, with Krennic and his cronies coming up in their ship to pretty much just take away Galen's family. I don't know if any of you have watched or read Catalyst, but I highly suggest it. I love the nickname Stardust. Alright, here we get the Death Troopers. This is probably one of the coolest designs put out of the Disney era so far. Very heavily based on the original Ralph McQuarrie Stormtrooper. Tall, skinny, and slim. Excellent design. We got a little evaporator there. I love this Kyber crystal reference here. It's great how Rogue One allows, the fans to hear the various words like the Force or the Wills and, pique our interest without getting too heavy into the Jedi stuff. And I think they balanced a lot of that perfectly in this movie. Also, this whole scene plays out kind of like Jaws with the darn it. What a great shot, right? The wide shot with these guys approaching. I always thought it was such a gamble for him to go this route, saying, since Lyra died, huh? Because you just never know what's going to happen. Are people going to stick to the plan? And I love Krennic's feigned empathy. I mean, he's clearly a sociopath. I love that line with confusing peace with terror. Well, you have to start somewhere. You know, I like getting more into the Empire thinking side of things and getting to know them more as an entity. It's too bad Jin has to see this whole thing go down, right? Now, this part actually pisses me off. Why did Lyra do this? I don't get it. I don't know what she was expecting to accomplish with one blaster, 2 elite death troopers. I mean, I don't know. It was just a disaster waiting to happen, and then she leaves her daughter alone. It was a bummer for me. I felt really bad for Jin. I love how Krennic rationalizes everything he says and does. Yeah, so she gets shot in the heart, Krennic gets shot in the shoulder. All Lyra had to do was literally not leave her kid alone, and they would have survived. But either way, this is still an excellent prologue to start up this movie, to let us know what made Jin turn into the rebel she is later on in life. I love this score right now. It's so Jaws. Very John Williams. I also love the in-universe Star Wars toys. I think that's pretty clever. And I love the scrambled vocoders for these Death Troopers. Ooh, so original Star Wars sounding. I remember when I was in the theater, I was so giddy when I heard them initially start speaking. I was like, yes. Any weird sort of alien speak is just fantastic to me in these movies. Even if it's humans with scrambled, vocoders. Interesting little metaphor here, light flickering in and out. What's her future gonna be like? And here he comes, everybody. Forrest Whitaker. I love his costume design. I wish they did more with his character, but... Alright. I actually also don't like the title here. When I was watching it, just kind of threw me off and it just kind of came out of nowhere, but whatever, Alright, so now we're 15 years later, Jin's in prison. And I believe these are all part of the reshoots that Tony Gilroy and friends did, because it needed to sort of establish Jin's criminal history. Fun fact that Alien actually wants to murder Jin, but they don't talk about it in the movie. I think it's really cool seeing the ISB and everything, just kind of this little Alcatraz prison with the stormtroopers patrolling. Feels very lived in. All right, now we're at the Ring of Kafrene, arguably my favorite set piece in this entire film. This is a beautiful set piece, and I believe also part of the reshoots. I mean, look at this. Look at the hustle and bustle of the Ring of Kafrene. The costumes, oh my. All right, there's Cassian Andor. Kind of reminds me a little bit of that Super Mario Brothers movie from way back. So I love the attention to the old 70s vibe too with the characters, making sure everybody has mustaches and everything. Very, very honest to the OT. Gareth Edwards' love for the original trilogy is very palpable in this movie. Tivik. I love how nefarious that sounds. A planet killer. And you can see Tivik is like so horrified by what he knows. So I don't actually know this. I don't know if Tivik is part of the Partisans, but it seems like it. Also, this scene kind of bums me out. It's great though. Cassian's a good fulcrum. But unfortunately, being a fulcrum comes with a lot of unfortunate situations, and we get to see one right now. Sorry, Tivik. I can't believe they actually did this in the movie. Like, mad props. Disney went dark in this freaking movie, and I love him for it. Look at that look that he had, too. Like, he just is disgusted at what he did. He's trying to compartmentalize it. All right. So a little critique here. Now we jumped out of the ring of Kafrene so fast, and we never go back. Now we're on Jeddah, which I also like as a big set piece. I love the broken Jedi statues. It's very, very cool. But it does jump around a lot in the beginning of this movie, but I forgive it because everything I look at right now is beautiful. There's 2 tubes. Riz Ahmed, such a great actor. Again, with the great alien speak. It's so cool to see a rebellion in this way too, which, you know, we got to see a little bit of this with Saw Gerrera in the Clone Wars and how sort of guerrilla tactics work, but the Partisans are an extreme group of fighters. All right, and now we jumped around again to Obani. And that is a transport actually from Revenge of the Sith or Attack of the Clones. I can't remember. But I do remember that transport design. Now I feel like this is when the movie starts finding its pacing legs. I love this little beef that happens on the transport here. With the trumpets and everything that come in, super Star Wars. Here it comes. It's crazy, like Jyn Erso is a badass. I mean, how are those dudes A, not dead from just getting smacked in the face with a shovel? I love K2SO's snarkiness. Very cool droid design. And again, we're back at Yavin 4. So we've gone to like 6 places in the span of, I don't even know, 10 minutes. So this is really cool, though. I love seeing Yavin 4. So this is actually where the movie was going to go after the prologue, right to this scene. But I'm glad that they added those beginning parts to kind of slowly introduce us into the situation with Jyn. Again, lots of guys with mustaches. Except for that guy. I can't remember. Is it Draven? Yeah, I love this guy. He's such a dick. It's interesting seeing this set too. Oh, here we go, Mon Mothma. I love that they used the Revenge of the Sith, Mon Mothma. It's kind of funny seeing her notice that they know a lot more about her than she thinks. Yeah, Draven's such a dick. Just gonna toss her back in jail. By the way, just to talk about set, this is another 360-degree set that was made for the movie, so Gareth and his DP could pretty much film in any direction they wanted. The guy's a genius. Pretty dirty if you think about it. The rebellion needs to work with known terrorists, technically, that even they think go way too far. Very interesting moral ambiguity to bring into a film. Taking a sip of my coffee, guys. It's too bad this exact kind of thing didn't happen for Oppenheimer as he made the H bomb, which is exactly what this movie is sort of a parallel about. You know, Oppenheimer, the destroyer of worlds, creating a Death Star. It's a really good theme. Bail Organa for no reason. Hello, Bale. Also, I love this fifey music here. The ship designs, the wide shots. One thing Gareth Edward does perfectly with his movies is juxtapose small and big. He is so good at that, and it's ridiculous. Even movies I don't like by him, I enjoy his cinematography. So, I don't know, it's wacky. I feel like K2SO is sentient. Again with the snark. Now I feel like this is such a rash decision. This is such a rash decision by Draven to tell Fulcrum, Cassian to just kill him, right? How much more information could they get out of him? I just feel like, I get it. We're supposed to feel like, why? Why would he do that? It's just a dumb idea. But I understand the reason, narratively. And here becomes the beginning of them trusting each other. K2SO is easily one of the best aspects of this movie, for sure. I also really like this ship design. I want to see an Eckhart's Ladder video on this ship. The camaraderie between K2SO and Cassian is great. I really enjoy it. I love this use of the Force theme here. Oh my god. And there's that random guy from Return of the Jedi. I love it. Alright guys, arguably one of the strangest parts of the movie. The introduction of Saw. But I love it. I love his voice and how just tired it is. Again, I love Two Tube's voice. You know, I kind of feel bad for Bodhi, because like he's put himself on the line. Nobody believes him no matter what he's doing. Also, Saw Gerrera is an unhinged mess. And I love how like just paranoid he is. Oh, this part makes me think of Darth Vader. Just the sound of the breathing. I wonder if that's why his eye twitches here. He's just like, oh my god. That reminds me of that dude in the cloak with the mask. I know a lot of people didn't like Borg Gullet. I thought it was pretty awesome. Alright guys, Empire time. The reveal of this entire scene with the Star Destroyer and the giant Death Star is just breathtaking. And the focusing dish going in, oh my god. I want to be a part of the Empire, guys. I'm still torn on whether I like CGI Tarkin or not. Either way, I like his role in the movie. Yeah, so look at this framing. This is so good. Like, you can see the enormity of that Death Star. It's insane. Yeah, so Tarkin is a little plasticky looking, but what are you gonna do? I love that line. You have made time an ally of the rebellion. Man, if only Krennic knew how to play the game with everybody, right? Maybe he wouldn't be in such a, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe he wouldn't be in the doghouse with everybody in the high reigns of the Empire. I mean, it's from the novelization and Catalyst and everything. It's obvious Tarkin does not like Krennic at all. I love this flashback. So we are actually on Coruscant, I believe, here. This is taking place during, I believe, a little bit after Revenge of the Sith times. Really good editing here too. Between dream, memory, different events, the past. I feel like this kind of scene would have never been accepted in the community without JJ's sort of Force vision in The Force Awakens. So I thank you, Mr. JJ, for allowing us to get some weird editing into these movies now. And I love that the Force keeps kind of coming in and out of this. Like, the overarching movement, the propeller of everything happening, is the mystical energy we call the Force. Even though these people aren't Force sensitive, I will argue that the Force is pushing them in the right direction. I really can't express enough how amazing the wide shots and landscapes are in this movie. I mean, this is just so real looking to me. I don't know. It just feels. It has a quality that just feels so grounded in reality, I guess. And again, look at this play with scale. And if you notice, what does that Jedi temple look like, guys? It looks a lot like the Mustafar temple, Darth Vader's fortress. Interesting to me. And I love this, I love the holy city idea of Jeddah. It's interesting, you know, we all know Kyber crystals power the Jedi's laser swords and also power the ultimate destructive force in the galaxy. These little moments with K2SO makes me believe he's alive in there, and it makes his death at the end so sad to me. Arguably, maybe the most gut-wrenching death of the movie. Alright, I know people are going to disagree with me here, but I fucking love Borgullet. This weird-ass alien thing. If this ain't Star Wars, I don't know what it is. This is weird as hell, and I love it. CGI could be a little better, but it's, you know, CGI then puppets then CGI. It's really neat. This is how people without the Force do the mind probe, I guess. I usually say once a week at work, if somebody says something I don't understand, I go, Borgullet will know the truth. It's like my own meme. So look at how insane this Jeddah City looks. Just like the Ring of Kafrene, it's so full of energy, people, action, things going on. I mean, everything down to the design, the practical elements, the camera work, the movement. Ponda Baba, whatever. I get it. I could have done without that little cameo. Little too much fan service of a moment right there for me, folks. So yeah, I love all of these aliens and people in the background here. There is so much stuff going on that I cannot believe. I don't even know. I don't know how you keep track of the continuity and stuff like this, but it's just so good. Great line. Rebellions are built on hope. I didn't realize Hello Greedo was in this movie. Ha! Just kidding. So very interesting part coming up with the Guardians of the Wills. Finally introducing into the movies the Wills. I do wonder how Chirrut knew of the necklace. And we don't find out. Is he force sensitive? Maybe. He obviously comes off as a little kooky. I love Chirrut Imoy's face during that moment when he hears the word Jedi, like he's like fondly remembering something. So many quotable lines. The strongest stars have hearts of Kyber. Beautiful line. I do hope with the Cassian series we see some more of the Guardians of the Kyber Temples. Alright guys, we're about to get some Star Wars. I love this Imperial occupation coming in right now. The tank, holding all the Kyber. I feel like I'm watching like a World War II film now. I remember in theaters, this entire part of the movie, this had my mouth my mouth was dropped open. I had the chills the entire time. This is just bonkers. And you know what? I actually said once, I think Rogue One should have came out before The Force Awakens, but then that would have been a big risk. But this is just a relentless movie. Just really showing how war really is, you know? People caught in the crosshairs of blaster fire, you know, with that little girl. These stormtroopers can aim pretty well, to be honest, in this moment. I love that explosion. Cassian just took out one of the partisans just to save Jyn. Again, we are furthering the trust between these two. I could watch stormtroopers explode all day. I love hearing the guys under the voice going, Kaiba, ooh, Kaiba. It's so funny to me. Ooh, Kaiba. Dude, ATST. I love this. I love when the stormtrooper throws his blaster just against the wall. Like, it's so egregious, but it's awesome. Also, badass moment for Jyn. I feel like this demonstrates Saw's point that she claims at the end. Somebody with a stick with something to live for, you know, they'll take on anything. She beats the asses of all these guys just with that stupid little stick. I would not want to mess with Jyn. Definitely Saw's kid, if you really think about it. Raised by a terrorist. Great comedy timing right here. Boom. And I have to agree, that's well-placed comedy, everybody. Like I said, some of the bits in the TLJ didn't really land for me. This stuff does. I don't know why. It's not in your face. It's not saying I don't like it, but for the most part, the comedy in here was great. I I love how human he is in this moment. So fun fact, that moment with the slap with Cassian Andor was actually ad-libbed on set. So that's why he's actually smiling. Here he comes, everybody. Donnie Yen. Chirrut Imwe. I love his character and design. He's like a Taoist. Just, this is such a good fight. Again, good comedy. Oof. I wonder what form he uses if there is a Star Wars form of battle in martial art that he's currently using in this movie, and if they dove into it. I'm not sure. Finally, we get Baze. Arguably has one of the best blasters I've ever seen in my life. Look at all those little power charger things on there. It's like unlimited blaster fire. It's interesting that Cassian's like, is he a Jedi? Because they haven't seen somebody blind be able to take on forces like that before. So you'd assume he's probably force sensitive. All right, the partisans are taking him. And this is because Cassian killed one of the men. Can't blame him. I also love this line. Are you kidding me? I'm blind. So good. Again with scale, I love the Star Destroyer just taking off at Jeddah City. Beautiful wide shot. I love the score as they're going to Saw. Very westerny. A lot of funky languages in this movie, and I love it. It's funny, people complained about gambling in TLJ. I see a lot of gambling going on here. Really cool aliens, though. It's almost like a Bizarre World underground cantina of horror. Oof, that guy. Everybody just looks so war-torn. I love this mantra. I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me. It's very, very interesting. TFA introduced the Church of the Force, so I wonder if that's one of the sayings of the Church of the Force. Be very curious to find that out myself. Yeah, Chirrut definitely is in tune with something. If it is the Force, we don't know, but he has an ability to just see through the situation and see through people's bullshit. It's kind of a bittersweet, uh, you know, meeting between Saw and Jin. It's the second time Jin was abandoned. Jin's so bitter and angry with her father, with Saw, with her mother for being abandoned. And the one person that she thought would be with her threw her away at 16. It's a hard thing to come to terms with, knowing that somebody did a bad thing for a good reason. I can really feel Saw's emotions in this scene too. He's so paranoid. He's never been the same since his sister's death, that's for sure, so. Interesting question to ask. What is it that Jin wants? It's kind of funny to think about. Luke Skywalker always wanted to join the fight. Jin's trying to get out of it. It's just been ruining her life since she was a little girl. Here we go, guys. Probably arguably one of the most emotional scenes coming up in Star Wars. 2001: A Space Odyssey shot of the Death Star over Jeddah. A fucking plus. I love the cinematography on the bridge here. It kind of reminds me of old school Star Trek. I can't exactly say why. Maybe just because it's the static camera, wide shots, and everybody kind of standing around, but it feels authentically classic. I'm also pretty sure that backdrop is not CG. It's an actual LED screen, practical, that is in the set right there. Again, Chirrut can sense things. He has the Force. Come on, guys. He has the Force, right? He must. If Chirrut was found young enough in life before the Jedi all got obliterated, maybe he would have been a Jedi. I think he would have been. It's pretty quick for a guy to find his mind again. But hey, the movie's only 2 hours long, so, you know. I love the primary ignition sequence. It is verbatim recreated from the original primary ignition. I love that attention to detail. I might need to watch this movie 10 times to do 10 different audio commentaries. Alright, I might not talk a lot during this, guys. Just to say, this is the first time Jin's seen her father in 15, 16 years. Think about this. He thinks he's dead, abandoned her. She's now finding out the truth for the first time. You made the most horrible sacrifice, but for the greatest good. I love Felicity Jones acting here. Even I feel like I'm tearing up right now watching her. Look how proud Krennic is. Little asshole. I love the music here too. It's so sad, so nostalgic. What a great shot. Death Star overtakes the sun. Maybe one of the most iconic shots in the movie. Seeing the Death Star's destruction in this way is unbelievable. Imagine taking that in. Death Star just took out the Holy City. You just found out your dad's still alive. He's put something in the Death Star so you can easily destroy it. Get the information to the rebellion. Boom. That's so much stuff to take in 1 second. How does you not lose your mind? That's scary as hell looking. Just the growing Earth just about to just create a wave of Earth just gonna take over everybody that's running away from the Death Star blast. I think that was, what, a single ignition? Or single reactor ignition, I think. I love how Saw's ready to fight right there in that moment for Jin. Doesn't know who this guy is. His surrogate daughter, some guy comes in. I really don't get why Saw didn't go with them, I guess, but he got to say that line, so I guess that's cool. I guess he's just kind of done fighting the fight, maybe. Maybe he saw what he needed to see with Galen's message, knowing that it would get done eventually. What a shot. It is beautiful, Krennic. It is beautiful. Yeah, I'd be screaming like a little girl right now. We've seen like giant tidal waves about to, take over cities, but we've never seen giant tidal waves of the crust of the earth about to destroy you. And I love how the score is here. The score almost sounds like a storm, if that makes any sense. And it also reminds me of Independence Day as they're trying to escape the blast that the aliens put down on New York City. Bye, Saw. At least he died. Maybe full of freedom or something. I don't know. I didn't really like his death. Yeah, I love this score right now. It's so ominous. It just sounds like chaos, all the music. It's such a Han Solo move, punching out of the most dangerous situation, Let's hope he doesn't go into a star. Yeah, that's a pretty devastating blow to a planet. The guy's a great helmet. This weird cat and mouse game between the two of these guys is great. Technically, Tarkin's not wrong in this moment. The issue with Krennic as a person is he's too proud to admit his faults, and he's too caught up in his own bullshit to actually slow down and realize the own crap going under his eyes, with Galen and everything. So that's why he'll never be a military director. So that logic right there makes no sense. So they find out that the planet was destroyed by something, and then Draven says, "Kill Galen. We have no idea what he's building, but it's already built. So what's the point of killing him?" That's just a little nitpick I've had this movie. Just a couple things just don't make sense. You can really see the weight of the loss of Jeddah here. Everybody on the Y wing here. And you can tell Draven's orders is not something that Cassian wants to carry out. After Tivik and everything, and as we get to see at the end, he just doesn't want to be this murderer for the greater good. It's too much. So I love the change of heart here that Galen starts, or not Galen, that Jin starts having. She's just kind of cynical in the beginning. And then she finally sees her father alive, gives her a little bit of hope, and she's ready to take on the Empire now. And I get Cassian not being able to trust her on her word at this point, but it's just too bad. If she only kept her hands on that device, then we would have ended in 30 minutes. But then we wouldn't have gotten that end scene. I love Chirrut. And I think this is a pretty fairly reasonable explanation for why the Death Star got blown up. A genius created a malfunction in a reactor, right? Or an exhaust port. It's a brilliant tactic, and it really, really makes sense out of the devastation of the Death Star at the end at the hands of Luke Skywalker. Because, you know, for years people were like, well, how the hell did those two little bolts do that to that giant-ass thing? Why wouldn't they anticipate that? Well, it's because they had a guy on the inside prepping for this since the beginning. P.S. I love the title cards that come up. Very reminiscent of, or it is literally Battlefront. I love it. I believe the font is Din, if you guys want to know. Cody Rook is such a high-strung individual. Another great comedy bit. I don't want to know. Thank you. Again, great new angles and shots of the ships, mixing the practical with the CGI just to sort of immerse ourselves into feeling like everything's real. It's great. Yeah, just one devastated ship. I love that Cassian and or K2 is sort of fucking up Cassian's plan to sort of assassinate Galen. You know, Chirrut can tell what the hell's going on because he can sense everything. Guy's a Jedi. So, how would a blind man know that the Force is moving darkly near Cassian before he's about to kill? Guys, we need to know more about Chirrut. I need a Chirrut book. I want to know who his parents are. I want to know everything. So we got all the X-Wings taken off. We got a couple of B-Wings taken off. Also, I have this Cassian Andor toy from Iadu. Didn't come with rain, though. Yeah, I love these big set pieces. A little bit like Starkiller Base, I guess, like an installation in an environment. It's pretty cool. Exposition guys from a droid. Although, I don't blame him. I'd probably leave too. Quad Nox. It's really, really good timing if you think about it. The second they get there is the second they're bringing Caitlin out to meet with Krennic about the leaked information to the pilot. All the while, Jyn Erso is climbing up the platform, and we have the rebellion coming in. A lot of shit is about to go down. Here comes Krennic. I love that shuttle. I can't remember the exact name of it. It's a specific kind I think he just kept that's not even in production anymore. It's very slick looking to me. Bodhi can tell something's up with Cassian right here. I wonder if stormtroopers and death troopers ever get in any beef, you know? Creepy Krennic. Gather engineers. He's a very manipulative man. So Krennic knows what's going on. He's just playing chess right now. He wants Galen to step forward. This is how the Empire works, everybody. Complete obedience or die. So I think this is why, you know, I don't know if it was perfectly executed, and it didn't really get into it in the book, I think, really well, but Cassian has a change of heart and defies his orders here. But I think it's specifically because Galen put himself on the line for his engineers. So this is no nefarious man in Cassian's eyes now. It's just a guy. And perhaps the story he was just told by Jyn is true. And he can't go through with his murder plan. It's a good arc for him. It's too bad They just annihilated the entire engineering crew. Oof. So Jinnis threw a stormtrooper all the way down that mountainside, or that cliff. That's a rough death. So here's where the chaos starts. Alliance bombs coming in, Jin's in the platform. Oh my god, collateral damage. In the words of Luke, everything you just said. Oh, sorry guys. I just got distracted because I thought I heard my baby screaming. So I was going to say every word you just said is wrong, Mr. Krennic. I love these guys coming in through the rain at night. I don't know if we've seen something like this before, even in the animated series and stuff. Oof. I mean, I know a lot of people had issues with this movie in regards to it being purely fan service, and while I agree in some respects that it is, it doesn't take away that this is an excellent fan service movie. Oof. That explosion is just devastating. How the heck did Michael Giacchino write all this music in 4 weeks? How is it possible? Those turbo laser cannons are unbelievably powerful. Sheesh. Another instance of this guy being a badass. Chirrut Imwe takes out a freaking TIE fighter? Blind? Sorry, but that's amazing. Easily one of the coolest things in the movie, him taking out the TIE fighter, in my opinion. Another heartbreaking moment. Oh, heartbreaking moment coming up. I love that Jin calls her Papa. Just because it's like she's finally seeing her dad. She sort of resorts back to her younger self internally, the child inside, you know? I hope Galen died with peace here, just knowing that he finally saw his daughter and got his message out. It's a good way to die, and an unfortunate way to die, but it's beautiful. Such a sad line. And then that's it. He has so much to tell her, and then he just passes away. I was literally in tears just like watching this. I don't know. I'm a sap, dudes. My emotions run high. She's just completely oblivious as to what's going on around her as Cassian's taking out stormtroopers. I think Galen Erso including the book Catalyst as one of the best characters added to canon that I can think of in a while. Also, why doesn't everybody have what Baze Malbus has as a weapon? 1 Baze equals taking out 50 stormtroopers? Get an army of Baze Malbuses. So they stole an Imperial ship. I can't remember if this is like the same kind of shuttle that Darth Vader uses. I can't remember. Oh, wait, no. This is the shuttle they use to transport Kyber Crystal. Yep. I love that he grabs her hand. It's pretty much saying, like, proceed with caution. Choose your words carefully. The dirt on both sides here is just really good. Cassian's a big-time deflector. He's rationalizing away everything that he's doing. And he gives up because he really can't talk his way around this, because he's wrong. Unfortunately, they were starting to build a trust, and now they'll have to rebuild it again. Here we go, guys. We are going to Mustafar. Arguably one of the coolest things in this movie. And look at Vader's castle. Very similar to the temple on Jeddah. Now, if any of you have read the entire comic series with Vader and Momin, or Mommin, just thinking about that now, watching this is just making me feel like a little kid. I love the reveal of Vader in the Bacta. This is primetime Star Wars right now. Look at this. I think this was a brilliant thing to put in this movie, showing his vulnerability inside of the tank. It's such a complete opposite thing that you would think with Darth Vader. And here we go. The best reveal. Almost like a WWF walkout reveal. Look at that shadow. Chills. Some guy, infinitely black, surrounding by light. Very interesting. If I was Krennic, I'd be shitting my pants. A little critique on the costume is the eyes, perhaps a tad too red. I know traditionally they are, but it seems like they were color corrected to be even more so. But they nailed Darth Vader in this movie. Oof. Vader got up in my face like that. Be scared. I love the sound effect into the force choke he's about to give Krennic. I don't know about you guys, but I love that choke. I think it's perfect Vader. Just reminds me of, when he chokes out whoever in Empire and he's like, "Thank you, General." He's always been like that. Or apology accepted. Radis. It's interesting, this whole part, seeing how fractured the alliance has become after the news of Iadu and Jeddah. This is the issue with politics, people. How do you get people to agree? I think that guy that's just yapping right now is such a dickhead. I like the turn of heart Jin has here. All the politicians here don't want to fight. All the people on the ground floor are behind Jin. I hate that guy that says there is no hope. I want the Death Star to take out that guy. Bullshit. I hate the whole majority rule thing here. I'm going to go full Sith and say that they should have absolutely gone to Scarif as a unit. But we need movie tension, everybody. I get it. You can tell Mon Mothma regretfully had to say that too. love that a ragtag group was so inspired by Jin. I love this honesty that Cassian gives to Jin here. He needs to know that what he has done, the horrible things, was for a reason. And without this fight, it's like he said right here, everything he's done is for nothing if he doesn't go and fight. And I completely understand this point of view. I love this joke. Jin, I'll be there for you. Cassian said I had to. He's an honest droid. And there it is, everybody. Trust regained. Thank you. And here we go into the third act of the movie. The best Star Wars battles I have ever seen, period. Besides the intro of Revenge of the Sith. I'm sorry if that pisses off some OT fans, but I'm just being honest. I love the haphazard naming of the team Rogue One. Thought it was pretty good. There it is, and that's where Rogue Squadron came from. This is what it means to take action, guys. When you got a Death Star on your hands, you take a shuttle and you go to Scarif. Alright? Unfortunately for you, Bale, it'll be your last trip. I love this little reference to Obi-Wan. It's a double-edged meaning to that because he trusts everything in his daughter's life, yet indirectly his daughter caused his death in a very obtuse way. Alright guys, Imperial Security Complex on Scarif. We begin some of the best Star Wars shit, period, starting now. K2SO is such a fucking dick. Not me, I could survive in space. That's such a hilarious line. Another fun fact, they scanned the models of the Imperial starships and everything and the Star Destroyers, so they looked like they did in the original trilogy. Smart move. So everything looks so authentic. Imagine having to wear those helmets. Oof. Trust in the Force. She hasn't made her Kyber Crystal Blade yet because she hasn't gone Sith. I love Bodhi Rook's reaction to everything. Just so emotional. A little bit of sparks happening between Jin and Cassian? Maybe. Very cool looking gate here. I love this. I don't know if I've seen something like that before in Star Wars. It reminds me of something from like the Old Republic. And also, this is the first time we've been on a jungle planet like this in a movie. It was a brilliant set piece. So that's going to be the tower they got to get to, which is actually the tower they were running to in the trailer when the AT-ATs were firing on everybody that they cut out of the movie. You know, it would have been very interesting to see the original cut of this movie, to be honest. I love this speech by Jin. Let's just listen. I don't know if I remember the trailer quite verbatimly, but her line about on and on until we win, that could easily have been the only thing in a trailer with epic footage over it and sound design. It's such a good line to sum up what the movie is. Pushing through, having a battle, carrying on and on until you win, or you die trying. Rogue One. I love that in Star Wars they have the airplane guys. I love it. I wonder how they got that job. Is there a TSA in Star Wars? I don't know. I'll be damned if that's not a real spaceship. It looks so real. Also, the guy on the right hasn't moved an inch. I love the music here. Michael Giacchino. You're a legend. You know John Powell, but you're pretty good. Man, stormtroopers die so easily. Oof. Imagine getting hit with a stick in your armor and dying. See, Chirrut can tell what's going on around him without needing to see. Also, I don't get that line, little sister. I guess I get it, but I don't get it. It kind of just seems random. Just a nitpick. I love how Jin looks like so obviously not proportional in that flight suit. Alright guys, we are in the goddamn forest about to battle. It's the most interesting use of a sideways elevator I've ever seen. So this is the warfare I've always wanted out of Star Wars right here. Kind of reminds me of the short film Odyssey, or Odyssey reminds me of this, I guess. That's what I like out of Star Wars the most. You know, I love Jedi and Sith and all that stuff, and the lore and the Force, but it's really about the Empire and the rebellion and the battle, the war. I really like this set piece too, this inside of this installation with so many stormtroopers. Seeing the Empire aesthetic on the inside, it's just very cool. An unthinking K2SO droid. I love how K2SO has his own walking gait that's like very human. It's cool. It's a good little detail. By the way, too, I don't know if you guys know this, but the director of photography on this film, I believe, is the director of photography from Zero Dark 30. And Chirrut is a fucking boss. Every time they punch a stormtrooper, take a shot. Take a shot. Take a shot. Little do you know, Mr. Krennic, shit's about to get real. Really fucked up this scene, kinda sticking his little thing into the back of the head of one of himself. I don't know. I wonder how he feels about it. K2SO and his moral dilemmas. So now I feel like I'm watching a real live-action Battlefront game. Being a huge fan of Battlefront, not the campaign, but the game, I just want the war. That's why I like it. I love that. Light it up. The beginning of the end. These explosions are just so brutal. Wherever Krennic goes, shit just goes wrong. You know what? It's karma. I really do love the shore troopers. I think that's what they're called. I have a couple of the Black Series troopers from Scarif. I love like the tense flutes and the background sounds going on. Honestly, yeah, look, this is just so good. I was on the edge of my seat. I'm on the edge of my seat right now in my basement, in my little office reviewing this. Here we go. So we were actually supposed to see the Death Star going through hyperspace, but apparently they cut that scene. That probably looked a little weird. So that punch to his head definitely killed him. Just let you know. I love that this guy calls Mon Mothma mum. Boom. Ah. Baze Malbus is so... He's a ruthless killer, man. You don't want to mess with any of those Guardians of the Wilds, I guess. They'll literally kill 9,000 stormtroopers. Hey guys, look at that. Fuel. Fuel going into X-Wings. I didn't think things used fuel in Star Wars. Fan service. We did not need to see R2-D2 or C-3PO. I mean, is there even any point of me talking right now? Everything I'm looking at is just fantastic. So it is a pretty good tactic to get everybody outside of the facility into a, pseudo battle so that the three of them can go infiltrate and get the Death Star plans. So, good plan. And Krennic's like, oh fuck, everywhere I go, I fuck up. See, K is a thinking being. He had to go through a whole bunch of analysis and thoughts about why it might not be working and realize that he was using the guy's left hand. Arguably one of my favorite things, AT-ATs. The elephants of the Empire. AT-ATs are straight up some of the coolest fucking designs in Star Wars or in movie history ever created. I don't necessarily like the AT-M6 design. I prefer the traditional design, to be honest. So this is all like Return of the Jedi on crack now. This battle at the end. Couple of retro footage for all the OT fans. I actually did like that bit of fan service. It really made me happy. And also, let's all praise Mon Calamari cruisers. Perhaps the best ships the Rebellion has. Should I... when I was first watching this, I was like, Blue Squadron, interesting. I wonder what's going to... Oh, they're all going to die. But, I mean, these guys really do a lot of damage before they go out. I really like this guy's character, too. The main leader, blue leader. Some rough deaths right there for the Rebellion. I mean, this is arguably some of the... I mean, some people say this is like a horribly choreographed fight, but I'm like, what? I'm sorry, it's war. Does it need to be choreographed? I don't know. I think it's a great battle in space and on the ground. Yeah, so they're realizing that they're trapped, right? I love the realization of happiness he has for a second there. There's the answer, K2. Now you finally get a blaster. And this is why I love K2SO. He is a human character to me. Alright, guys, look at this. This beach scene with the AT-ATs going bonkers and the Empire going after the rebels is just 20 out of 10 good. Gareth, you did me good. Although I don't get why the Scarif troopers are the ones piloting the AT walkers. Why not the AT drivers? That was a little bit weird. I don't know if it sort of breaks canon right there because the shields are supposed to be on AT walkers and that, you know, blaster fire shouldn't be able to take them out, but that seemed pretty easy for Mr. Blue Leader to take them out. Not a big deal to me. Yeah, I love everything going on in space. It's just pure chaos. There's a little Tantive. I love the upcoming tactic with the Hammerhead Cruiser. I'm not sure if it's coming up next. Also, this is easily as cool as the Death Star trench run, in my opinion. This is relentless. Again, back to the beach. Just non-stop war. I love the monkey dude. Pretty triumphant little bit of score and battle right there. Just like The Last Jedi, I love, you know, the attention to the retro computerized systems they have here. Nobody updated shit like when Alien made Prometheus, how like the older technology was more forward thinking than the newer technology. They stay traditional in these movies, and it's amazing. Analog buttons, switches, it's fantastic. And I'm pretty sure those are still chiclets inside of the Imperial badges there. Ugh. Man, K2SO is a tough son of a bitch. I mean, you got to be crazy, I think, to think that this battle is bad. Personally, that's my opinion. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but this is just awesome as hell. The swarm of TIE fighters, the screech and the sound. I feel like I'm in the universe right now. I also have 5.1 surround sound headphones on. I wish we got to learn more about this guy. Like, he seems like such an interesting pilot. I didn't really like that part for Jeddah. Whatever. Kind of reminded me like, for Wakanda! Or Wakanda forever! I just don't care. It seemed a little corny to me. Well, of course, we got to get rid of Red 5. Bye-bye. Look, he had to go, everybody. We needed Luke Skywalker to become Red 5. Again, K2SO is like a sniper. You know, the more I watch this, the more I realize Odyssey, the fan film, really paid attention to the aesthetic of this movie. Come on, Bodhi. You should have known that that was going to get wrapped around that stupid thing. Some more shore troopers. So I love that she goes through all these data files, right? Hyperspace tracking, TLJ, Darksaber, Mandalorians. So, a lot of shit going on in the Tarkin Initiative. You know, to be honest, I thought in that moment originally when I saw the film that was when Bodhi was going to die. That he was just going to get shot and whatever. I thought somebody else was going to have to make the connection on the transport. Like the video game handles here, kinda. So sad. It's probably arguably the saddest death in Star Wars. Goodbye, saves his friend, locks the door, lights out. It's fucking brutal. And it's a goddamn robot. And I'm feeling emotions. So things just get worse for Krennic as the time goes on. Two elite men. Again, I really fucking love the Death Troopers. I want to be one. I love this Bodhi just going for it. He's got to go for it no matter what. Very cool tie designs here. I actually can't. Are they tie intercept? I can't even remember what the name was. But very, very cool design. And arguably the most intriguing pilot in this movie dies. So I love here is when stuff starts going a little bit south for the rebellion. At least in my opinion, it's starting to get real down on the ground floor there. And this is what I like. I don't like things getting too easy, getting too Disney, if you know what I mean. Even the music cue that we're getting right now is letting us know that, like, it's taken a turn for a darker side of things. I mean, this whole scene's pretty brutal. They have the one guy hiding, saying he's going to go try to turn on the switch. Immediately gets blasted to death. And those two notes are very ominous. Wah, 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 wah. Very ominous stuff. They use these kind of notes a lot in tense situations, just from knowing orchestral music and stuff. Riskiest jump in Star Wars. Second riskiest jump in Star Wars. I can't believe they both made it. Yeah, so they got to get to this master switch in the middle of the firefight, and boom, the guy goes, "I'm going!" And he gets killed immediately. It's like the Saving Private Ryan of Star Wars right now. There it is, folks. The Death Star plans. I love this scene with Chirrut. Firm belief in the Force. He's walking through all the blaster fire, believing the Force will protect him. This is juxtaposed with Jyn and Krennic. Like, this is how you perfectly have the Force in a movie where it's not supposed to be the main thing. I think this is a very powerful moment in the movie. A belief in something higher than yourself saves you enough, gets you to where you need to be, and once you've served your purpose, the Force or that bigger power takes you. You fulfilled your purpose. And also, I thought this is where Cassian died originally. He looks pretty dead to me there. You can see how, I mean, it's really tragic how horrified Baze is. This is his buddy, his best friend, the guy he's been with forever, his partner, his guardian with the Will's buddy. It takes his death to get Baze to believe again. To become a believer in the Force again. My heart feels heavy for Baze right now. A lot of death. Come on, you Mon Call ship. 50%. You guys are probably the most protected ships of all time. You're gonna survive. So now they're gonna shoot their ion torpedoes to take out the Star Destroyer. Always a good tactic. I love this scene. This is one of the coolest things I've seen in Star Wars in a while. I'm surprised a lot of people didn't say that this broke lore, I guess. They're like, why don't people just always do this to Star Destroyers and then send a Hammerhead cruiser to do this? Over and over again. Sorry, I was saying it wrong the whole time. Hammerhead Corvette. Everybody's dying. Oof. And I did not see this coming in the theater. Bodhi Rook. I was blown away that they killed Bodhi Rook right after that moment. Thank God he got those plans up, but Jesus. Or no, thank God he communicated with the Radis so that they know to open the shields. Don't mess with Baze when he's got nothing less to lose. He takes shots like a champ. I mean, I just so... Everything about this is just so realistic to me. As a fan of, war movies and Star Wars, it's just... Yeah, this whole third act is just so well done. I don't understand some people's issues with it. Also, why does this exist? What is this pipe of death? I get it. It's like a level thing she has to get through, but I don't know. Also, all right, here we go. I love this move in the movie to get the Star Destroyer to collide with the other one. So we are at the dish now. We omitted an entire 20-minute run across the beach with the plans where Cassian was actually with her and all that stuff. So they must have reshot a lot of stuff inside of the Scarif database area. But yeah, this is supposed to be on the other side of the beach. Again, I love the retro technology here. Just a lot of levers, And here's that shot from the trailer where a TIE fighter never comes up. I wish things were this easy in my life. It was just like, oh, I gotta move this one lever that's right next to me to do the thing that is exactly what I need to do. It's convenient. I noticed the conveniences in this movie, but hey, it's Star Wars. Oof. So yeah, this is arguably one of the coolest scenes also. Like, just the complete obliteration of a Star Destroyer by another one. Really cool to see. There he is, Mr. Krennic, facing off with Jyn. The loose end that he never could find was his end, his demise. Look at his teeth. Holy cannoli, guys. The Empire needs some good dentists. I love this. This actually surprised me. He's back, my friends. Cassian, the Fulcrum. I love this whole sequence. Hope has been restored. The Empire is the person or the faction that ended up removing the shield gate, allowing the transmission to go through. I love this. Movie gave so much more meaning, in my opinion, to the original Star Wars, aka A New Hope. So much more brevity now in that movie. Cassian's learned that it's really not worth it anymore to, you know, go kill the person that you think has wronged you. He's telling her to leave it. I love, too, that Jyn and Cassian never find out that they succeeded. It makes it bittersweet, but very real. And that's what Hope's all about. You don't need to know to have hope. What a line. Lord Vader will handle the fleet. Fucking epic. I really love this music here. Like they're both realizing this is it. Probably not getting out of here. They look a little romantic right now, but I really just think it's because they're acknowledging they're the two last people they're going to see in their lives and embracing it. That's actually a line from A New Hope cut into this movie. Again, a perfectly recreated primary ignition. That's Rian Johnson right there. And Krennic is destroyed by his own creation. How poetic. It's really a tragic ending. And I love that it just makes it so important that they got these plans. Is this the Executor? No. What is it called? The Perilous? I don't know. I don't know what ship this is. I love the battle going over Darth Vader's eyeballs there. Just the stone cold Darth Vader. It's a tragic but beautiful end to their story, I think. And I'm really glad to get to know more about Cassian. So originally I thought this was just going to end around here and then it would be A New Hope. Prepare a boarding party. And that's it. Jyn Erso and Cassian are now dead. All of Rogue One has passed away. But if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have the original trilogy. Alright guys, here comes the part that made me so happy as a fan. I'm getting chills right now. So there are the Death Star plans. Getting Frisian chills big time right now watching this. The door gets jammed, and Darth Vader's about to wreak havoc on these fuckers. This is the best filmed thing I might have ever seen in Star Wars. Such an iconic shot. There's nothing more intense than this scene. Look at that force grab. The backwards slice. Boom. Slices the dude in half. Vader is a fucking badass. And the only thing that escapes are the plans. I love that background scene of just Vader destroying everybody. Oof. I got so much chills watching that. Every time. And there's the Tantive, everybody. It's all familiar to us from here on out. Just an FYI, in case you think this breaks canon, Darth Vader's suit can withstand the vacuum of space. So, there's a familiar sound. This is the music cue and the alarm from the intro of A New Hope. And there she is, everybody. Our princess. I think her face looks a little weird, but pretty good job. And that's it, guys. That is my audio commentary for Rogue One. This one was actually a little more difficult than the other ones because I haven't seen it in such a long time, and I was just trying to kind of watch it and enjoy it. So I hope that you enjoyed me blabbering through these 2 hours, and yeah. Let me know what you guys think about Rogue One. I know there's a lot of people that say that this is the best Star Wars film out of Disney so far. In some regards, you could say it has the best war. In some regards, you could say it's the most fan service. I just happen to enjoy it. I don't think it's the best or the worst, but oh my god, it has some of the best scenes I've ever seen out of Star Wars, hands down. So, other than that, I really hope you guys have had a fun time listening in as I talk through the movie. I will be doing... What's coming up next, actually? I believe the next movie I'm doing is The Force Awakens. So we will do it in the same fashion. I'm really excited to do that one next. And after The Force Awakens, we'll be going to Return of the Jedi. So this is the AT-AT Chat signing off, and I'll see you next time.